Looks like. Hello, it is Monday, June 10th at 5 p.m. And we will now call to order the Public Safety Committee meeting for the Village of Somerset. Present at Village Hall, myself, Chris Duback.
Chris Marino.
And
Ryan Seacard via Zoom.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the May 13th minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I will second that motion.
And first and second, any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we're going to move on to public comments on agenda items. Anything online?
No.
Okay.
You guys didn't want to say anything?
We'll get our time.
If you want to, during singer week.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't see any unfinished business, so move on to new business then. And that would be discussion possible approval, July and August meetings changed to July 1st and July 5th. So we have a conflict in town here, and I thought it would be better to move the meetings if possible. And I wanted to speak with you fellas to see if that would work for you as well.
Question, I mean, could we have it stated that the meetings are scheduled on these dates if needed? Because sometimes during the summer months, I mean, there's not a lot of action sometimes that public safety has, you know, I'm just throwing that out there because of the moving of the dates.
Oh,
And
I see. You mean, okay, so if we don't, in case we don't have action items.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, and it's really up to, a lot of us, Chief Joel, if you, have something that needs approval. I'm just throwing it out there because that's sometimes what we've done with historically with public safety does have some slow months, and other months it does not, so I'd make a motion, we move those dates to July 1st and August 5th, if the meetings are needed.
Chris Marino, second.
Okay,
That was a motion, right?
Yes.
and
Okay.
you're okay with that?
Yes.
And Gina as well? The state's what for you? Okay, perfect. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And none opposed? Okay, terrific. Thanks, guys. So now on to new business B, discussion possible recommendation, Class B beer license application for Edgy Eats LLC. And so we have the applicant in the hall, and it looks, your application looks complete to me.
Yeah, I see no issue with it, so I'll make a motion for approval or a recommendation of approval to the Village Board of Edgy Eats LLC beer license and beer garden.
Chris Marino, second.
Okay, any other comments?
Like I said, like I said, it seems completed, so I don't know if there's really, there's not much to review. It looks accurate, so.
It does look complete.
Would you like to know what Edgy Eats is going to be?
Everyone knows, but tell a little bit more.
I mean, especially if it's being recorded for the community to hear, so.
Sure.
We've done some traveling and seen a lot of food truck parks around, the US and seen it being very successful, and around the community, there's more desire for more food options. And because we have the Somerset camp and it was an old concession building, we are now just, remodeling that because concessions was there. There was existing bathrooms. We have the land outside of there to bring in possible 1 to 3 food trucks, depending on the demand and need. And we would have a calendar available so people can see. what food trucks will be in town, and then we will be bringing in some small entertainment, maybe a one-man band jam, something for the kids, outdoor lawn games, a picnic area, in an outdoor seating in that area.
That sounds
So,
fun.
That's kind of what Edgy Eats is all about.
Oh, terrific. Okay, I didn't realize all that. That's lovely. Okay, so when do you plan to start that?
Well,
Okay.
as soon as possible.
Okay.
So obviously this is a big piece to it. And then when we finish construction, so our target date is July 1. It could have been yesterday, but whatever we can get would love to be July 1.
Right, oh, that's great. Okay, well, that sounds wonderful. We'll look for news on that then. Perfect. Okay,
Thank you, guys.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's the last part of that motion. I should have included the agent at Alicia Kaufman. So I'll amend my motion of approval of the beer license, the beer garden, and agent as Alicia Kaufman. So it's all one clean motion.
No, second.
Okay. So that would be B, C, and D as well?
Correct.
Is that right, Ryan? Okay.
Yep, yeah. That was my intention. I just did not mention the agent.
So the Class B beer license, the beer garden permit, and the agent appointments are all approved? All in favor? Say aye.
I
Aye. Perfect. Thank you so much for the
Thank you for your
information.
Thank you.
Good luck with that.
And thank you.
Yep.
See you, Abby. Bye, Abby.
Bye.
All right, terrific. So we'll move on to the municipal court budget report. And I don't believe we need a motion for that. Any questions or concerns?
no.
So we can move on to the 2024 police budget report. So between 30 and 40%.
Yeah, both budgets are, in the 40% range. We're in June, so it's, halfway through the year, but it should be, just under 50%, and they're under 50%. So, I mean, it's a good thing.
Good.
As usual. All right, so how about police chief report?
Yeah, so the May incident reports should be in the packet. Can answer any questions that come up. If you guys see anything that you want to talk about on that.
I noticed 2 shooting complaints. Is that kind of unusual?
Yeah, I believe it's related to folks who are discharging firearms out in the township
Mm,
and they can hear it in the village. One of them, the person was walking on a trail, I believe outside our jurisdiction. And they believe they heard what they believe to be a bullet go past them, which is super concerning. But on that particular evening, they were unable to find who was target practicing where. And they ventured, our guys ventured out into the township to check for it, but so yeah, it's kind of unfounded, I guess.
mhm. It's rather unusual.
Yeah. So it's not, I mean, it's not unusual for folks to shoot guns in the township,
Mhm.
but to hear a bullet go past their head, it's very rare.
Yeah, that would be scary.
Concerning, right? The only thing that kind of caught my attention.
Pretty deadly.
So is it too many?
Chief, just a question, 226 incidents, how are we comparing year on year? From last year or 2 years ago, just kind of historically. It's more
Yeah, I don't have the
curiosity.
number.
Okay,
I don't know the
that's fine.
number. However, we are trending upward, year to year. Based off of something I put together a few months ago. It has been busier than in years past, and it's slowly increasing, I'd say. But I can prepare numbers for that and get it to you.
I was just wondering if there's a
Thanks
way to include on, this monthly report, like what it was the previous June.
Yeah.
If there's a way to
Yeah,
data
I
mine,
should,
data mine that for the monthly report.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Travis does that with
I wonder
his.
if we can do that quarterly. I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to do it every time, yeah.
I mean, if it's something easy and I can find, it shouldn't be an issue, but.
Yeah, if it's something that you can add to the report, then it's done. All you have to do is print it. But if it's, if it
Right.
is something that's a lot of customized, then yes, quarterly would, whatever the best way you determine a report that would it'd just be nice to see what it looks like year over year, to emphasize the point that you just made, that it is slowly
Yeah.
impacting your work schedules. There's a lot more incidents, and I think the public needs to know that.
Right. And it is kind of hard to kind of conceptualize, like, when you look at calls for service, and yeah, you can see a lot, but maybe one of those was like, a 4-week investigation that was ongoing, that was really,
Yeah, that's the things you don't see in.
yeah, really time sensitive, not sensitive, but, consuming, yeah, that,
Yeah.
might not be reflected in a simple bar graph, but, I think, no, it's a step in the right direction, because regardless, our calls for service are much more than they have been in years past. So I can work on that.
Yeah, I guess that's my point. It's just trying to find a way to communicate in a report that what the workload is like, rather than just, okay, it was 100 incidents this month, 200 incidents this month. That So thank you, Chief.
Sure. And then I guess on to the department activities. May was very heavy for training. Dylan Blumberg went to a taser instructor school, which she has to re-up every 2 years. We had instructor come in and do a less lethal training with us with our 40mm launcher, in addition to our less lethal shotgun rounds, 12 gauge, shooting beanbags. We had an active shooter training. We all went through this new high-risk vehicle contacts model, which we changed the way that we approach those. That was a 4-hour course down River Falls. And then we had 2 different mutual aid events over, kind of non-traditional mutual aid events. There was a mass request for more officers to attend Automotion, which was this event in Lake Delton, where it's like a car show on steroids. And it gets a little wild, and people take over the strip, and there's cars everywhere. And so Officer Cooper and I went down there in the Tesla, and I made it in one charge down there. So everyone always asks, like, oh man, like, what if you guys have a pursuit? Aren't you gonna run out of battery? Now I can say, unless they're going to Lake Delton, which is like 3 hours away, at Wisconsin Dells,
It might be a hard one.
yeah, we should be able to make it. But that was really unique. I went for 2 reasons. One, to kind of see how other agencies do like a mass mutual aid request. And seeing how we can apply that to our concerts. As we turn it away from part-timers, we're relying more heavily on mutual aid from outside agencies. So it's kind of interesting to compare notes to what they're doing. And then so we signed a MOU with Robert Speedy. It's the same MOU that we use for our concerts. They're down to 2 or 3 officers based off of folks who are gone on military leave and et cetera. And we went over to help for their Good Neighbor Days event and help with the parade and stuff like that. Which is 100%, both those mutual aid events are 100% reimbursed by the hosting agency,
Sure.
including drive time and mileage and wages and fringe benefits, so,
Nice.
yeah, it's so yeah, that's good, Roberts PD signed up for some of our concert shifts already as well in return, which is also reimbursed by Live Nation to them, so.
Nice.
We're still working on rolling out this new website. We had another meeting today. I know we had some meetings in May. We're kind of modeling ours a little bit off of how Osceola PD has their setup. But it's gonna be a little bit more unique. And, it's something that's in certain need of repair and has been for some time. So this new company is a little bit more, hands-on, and the previous company was more of a template for us to kind of work with. And says, okay, you're on your own, I'm trying to navigate it. This one's, you tell it how you want it and they'll log on and change it for you, so. And talks continue with the school district about the SRO position. And, I think the meetings have been going well.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and review the police and court bills?
If I'm looking at it right, it's just a telephone and a credit card. It's just the telephone bills and credit cards. Is that all I'm seeing on the bill list for this month?
Right. Well, there was other police
But
expenses.
other than the emergency expense, but in this PDF that was sent out, that's all I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, very sure.
that's correct.
Okay, do we have any future agenda items we need to discuss?
Can I just ask that on that emergency expenditure, how is the progress of the AC replacement going or not going?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so yeah, I forgot to mention that in our update. The AC went out at the police department. Like essentially the village hall's divided up into 2 units. They're both like residential units. We had a 1.5 ton AC unit, outdoor unit that failed, and we had a number of different contractors come in and look at it and agreed that it's beyond repair. They're gonna be here tomorrow to install that, Ryan, so. It's been a
Thank you for the
long
update.
wait, but, yeah,
Luckily, it hasn't been too hot.
correct, yeah, I'm very thankful that it wasn't like last year at this time.
Great.
Anything else?
I'll make a motion to recommend the bills to the village board.
Oh, yes. I'll second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second,
Sounds great. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. So we are adjourned at 5:19.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.